Supposed to make your story on camera.
Not necessary. Anybody who knows me knows that story.
Okay. I have done a lot of legwork here to get some information and so that we can maybe make some decisions tonight. One thing I gotta ask council is if you're willing to change the date. I'm having trouble with getting some of the vendors in that, you know, would be available for like the kids zone and stuff. Would we be able, I know we want to have it around the 4th of July, but would we be able to have it the weekend before? Would we be able to do June 27th, which is a Saturday?
I don't see why not.
I don't see why not.
Okay. That'll greatly help because a lot of these vendors were already taken, but, I'd like to, I'm hoping Eric is coming, but, so, the other thing I want to ask council is, are you all willing to help that day? You know, take an area and help facilitate it, because we need volunteers.
So as long as I don't have to run a beer tent?
Yeah, no.
Or bingo. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I run
Well,
bingo.
you'll do bingo. Well, what I was gonna see if you would be interested in doing, and we'll get to this a little bit later, but, would you be interested in kind of organizing the parade?
Yep.
Since you're out at school, and I've already, talked to, Ben, he's interested, he thinks it'll be fun, he had to check some dates, and so I said, well, let me get a date nailed down, and then I can reach back out to him to tell him what the date is. What I was, well, let's just, start at the beginning. Okay, so on the first thing we gotta kind of decide on is our t-shirt and how we're gonna run the contest. She said in order to get a great price, she needs to know how many colors and how many we're going to order. But she threw out some figures to me. She said for 2-color front and 1-color back for the sponsors, on a light colored t-shirt, it would be $12 a t-shirt if you ordered 50. If you get up to 100, it'll drop the price. To go to 3 colors, because I thought, well, maybe they'll want red, white, and blue. To go to 3 colors, it would be $14.50 a t-shirt. At $12, and that's for 50, with 3 colors and 1 on the back, on a light colored shirt. I think we should go with the 3 colors, just because I think people will want red, white, and blue, or something like that. And maybe not, maybe they'll want other colors. But that's gonna, we would, because I was thinking we could sell them for 20 and make $8 a piece on them. If they're $14.50, maybe sell them for 22 and not, make $7.50 on them. That way, now these are all just fluid numbers here. That way, if we've got to try and generate some money for this festival because this is going to cost a lot of money. So not only do we need somebody to reach out and see if we can get some donations, we need to try and figure out ways of making money. So we could make some money on this. I have no idea. Hi, Eric.
Hi, sorry for being late.
Nope, you're fine. We're just going over the t-shirts and whether we want to do 3 colors on the front with 1 color on the back, which would be $14.50 if we had 50 of them. If we get 100, that price will come down. If we do 2 colors on the front and 1 on the back, it's $12.
Okay.
And then maybe sell them for 20 or 22. Now, these are just ideas I have. Anybody can speak up and say, nope, I don't like that idea, whatever, we can change whatever. So what does everybody think first on the t-shirts as far as 2-color or 3-color?
What's your thoughts on a design D?
Well, we're going to do a contest. So we'll put it online and let somebody,
so 2-color is if you have a
red,
orange
white,
shirt,
or
you get 2 colors.
Well, you have to use a light colored shirt, so I'm thinking gray.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then if we did 2 colors, like you could have 2 colors, like such as red and blue. But if you want to do red, white, and blue, you're going to need that 3rd color.
That's
white,
$2 more to do?
$2.50 actually.
I've got 50 t-shirts. You're going to sell more than 50
Right,
t-shirts.
and that's at 50 t-shirts. The next up to 100 t-shirts, there's a price break, and then the next price break is at 200. So it could actually be less than that. It just depends on how many we sell. But I thought we could take online orders, so we're not laying money out, but we could order a few extra for those people that don't have Facebook and maybe want to get one that day. So there's that. So what do you think, 2 or 3 color front?
You're gonna get a better looking shirt with 3,
Yeah.
3.
and I've done a lot of t-shirts.
And then sell them for like 22 or 22.50? Just 22?
I hate the change.
Okay, and that's fine. I do too, but that's fine. So 22, and then we make $7.50 on each of those? That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so then the next thing we need to do is get something written up to put online to promote this contest on Facebook and on our website and all of that kind of good stuff. I'd like to also put it on the North Baltimore News and anything we have resources to. I would like to advertise this in Findlay and Bowling Green on their like garage sale sites and, you know, things like that, any sites that we can get on. I mean, is everybody
The
okay with that?
t-shirt?
No,
Oh, okay.
the festival itself.
Yeah.
So just,
Okay.
you know.
I was like, I don't want somebody from Finley doing our t-shirt. That's-
Oh, no, I didn't mean
You
for the
don't wanna be
contest.
mean, but-
No, I didn't mean for the contest, I meant for the festival itself, so
Yeah.
that we can get maybe more people to attend and stuff like that. So, all right, so we've gone with 3 colors on the front, and then the back will be for sponsors, so it's just, they're just designing the front, and it'll be on a gray t-shirt. So those are the, now, when do we want to get this up as soon as possible, but when do we want to end the contest? Like,
Oh,
if we're doing June 27th, she needs time to get those, so do we do it for 6 weeks? 1st of May, maybe? That would give her 6
Well,
weeks.
you also need to take orders, so you need to be
Yeah,
able
we
to.
could start taking, well, yeah, we can't, yeah.
We need to, like, launch the contest this weekend.
Right,
Yeah.
right, like right now.
Yeah.
And then just do it for 4 weeks, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks?
I would do 3 weeks. 3 weeks is a decent time, because after that, people forget anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, 3 weeks from now, we end the contest and we start taking orders.
Okay.
As soon as we pick the, you know,
I can come up with something, for our Facebook and stuff.
I appreciate that.
Is there wording you wanna get to me? Is there anything?
well, first of all, what do we want to call this festival?
That's a good point, yeah.
You know, I've got Happy Birthday America in North Baltimore, but, what, I mean, I'm not.
Well, we're basically, are we doing the 250? Is that,
250 and 150.
so we're celebrating them both?
We need
What?
a name that's not too long.
I would think so. I mean, why wouldn't you want to celebrate both of them?
No, I was just asking. It's not that I wouldn't.
I think we should celebrate both
I
of
just
them.
didn't know, like, how to arrange that on the t-shirt.
Well, I don't know that has to be on the t-shirt. I'm just saying, I think we say that, you know, we come up with a name on our festival, but I'm not saying that, the theme is Happy Birthday North Baltimore in America. That's the
Right.
theme, but that doesn't necessarily have to go on there. They let them design it on how they put it on there. They may design it and put Happy Birthday in their design or whatever.
Right.
But,
Gotcha.
I still think we need to have a name,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
It can't be good old summertime, right?
you know.
I'm not
Well,
thinking
if
of
it's in
anything.
June, it's a good old springtime.
Aha, yes.
Oh, so what's the date of that festival?
Oh, June 27th. Does that date work for you? That's a Saturday.
Sure.
And are you willing to be there that day to help facilitate an area?
Someone has to run the dunk tank.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm
Um,
gonna be completely honest with you, I don't know, because, I was born 2 days before the nation's 200th birthday, so it's also my birthday celebration.
Wow, okay.
And I'm turning a big number this year, so I
Well,
don't
I'll
know.
get you a cupcake.
I don't know what's planned, yet. I thought it was gonna be later in July, so
Right.
I have to get back to you on that.
I'm
but-
having trouble with vendors, that's why
I
I
understand.
asked to move it to the 27th, because
I
some of the
understand.
children's vendors that I got are not available.
I would love to say 100% yes, I'll be there, but I also don't want to get myself in trouble.
Would you be interested in reaching out to people for the fundraising part of it?
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
no problem with that.
Awesome. Okay, so that takes care of the T-shirts, we just need to come up with a name, so, yep.
I do have some AI
Mhm.
generated names here. Red, White, North Baltimore? No? Okay.
What else?
No, my favorite one.
Wait, are we gonna do fireworks?
Well,
maybe.
if we can afford it.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
2 milestones, 1 community. Celebrating our past, shaping our future. I mean, these are a lot, 2 different things all combined, so the names are going to be a little
Right.
big. Or just call it America 250, North Baltimore 150. I'm around there somehow. A hometown independence celebration. Kind of goes together. Some bad one I like to. Liberty and Legacy. Hometown Heritage Festival.
What was that one? What was the one that you said to celebrate? What small town? What was that?
A hometown independence celebration, or was there another one I think I said?
No, that wasn't it. I think something independence or something like that. What was that?
Celebrating our past, shaping our future.
We could do it, we could do the Honor and Independence Festival.
2 milestones, 1
We
community.
honor North Baltimore, honor our independence.
You keep working on that, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
Josh, I also need you to reach out to our insurance company and make sure, because that's going to be about probably at least a $2,500 fee. Everyone that I've talked to so far has insurance and will name North Baltimore as additionally insured. So that's not a problem. Okay, so some of the ideas that I came up with, and like I said, that nothing's written in stone, you just tell me, nope, we don't want to do that. But I thought about having a kids area, a farmer's market from like 8 to 12, a craft area. We can check with the garden club and see if they want to participate and set something up. I would like to have a beer tent simply because I know we've got Fedora and we'll absolutely figure out how this will work to be fair to everybody. But I'm going to go to the Legion, and I've already reached out to them. I'm going to go to the Legion and ask for a donation. And I think if we give them an area to set a tent up for a beer tent and let them run it, because they're part of North Baltimore too, and I don't believe since they're just off the beaten path that they shouldn't be included. Give them the tent or they have to supply the tent. All we're doing is giving them the area for free, and then, hi, come on in. Give them the area so that they can set up a tent and run it. Now, if we want to make stipulations on it as far as what beer they can sell because of the other ones, you know,
Must be good beer.
well,
It's gonna be red, white, blue.
So, I
margarita
would like to
beer.
be able to offer that to them. I'm going to go talk to them Thursday
Yeah.
night. So I would like approval to do that, to offer them the location for the beer tent for free, that we wouldn't charge them because we're asking for a donation. I'm hoping they'll be generous with that donation since we're offering that. And maybe they're not interested in doing that. I would doubt it, but maybe not. We also need somebody to if we want bands. I don't have any connections other than Josh Long that I know has a band, so I have no connections on that. If somebody, I didn't know, if maybe Tim would be interested in heading that up, maybe he knows them, or maybe you do, I don't know, but we need a band. So,
A band or band?
well, bands. What I was thinking, to do it a little bit different, we also need bleachers, and I don't know where those come from. Well,
You
some
can-
sort of seating.
You can talk to Ryan Delaney.
Okay.
And ask him if he would be willing to, as long as there's no sports that day,
Okay.
bring up the baseball, softball.
Okay.
features. We move them around our time. They're
Okay.
not permanent fixtures.
So, I was thinking 3 bands, and they start like, in the afternoon. Let's see, I have this written down. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Noon, 4 and 8.
Well, how long do the bands play? An hour and a half or 2?
It all depends. You can have them anywhere from an hour and a half to 4 hours a piece.
Well, what I was thinking was, and like I said, only because I don't know that much about bands, how long they play, how many we can get, but I didn't know if we could get more than 3 bands, if we can even get 3 bands. Like 3 to 9, and then play for an hour and a half, and then half an hour while they're switching, we could do karaoke. In between, I know, but I just thought they'd have fun.
Oh,
Somebody
no,
had
I
fun
think
doing
it's
it.
hilarious. Like
So,
I've seen people.
especially, and then, and that I know, we'll have to check with the credit union, of course, to see if we can use that parking lot. But we've always set the bands up there in the beer tent, and I think that's probably the best location for that. But yeah, that's what I was thinking, but if you know of more bands, I don't care if they're there all day long, I just didn't know.
I know a lot of bands, a lot of different genres.
Okay.
Just really need to know what the budget is.
Well, that's the thing, the budget is going to determine a lot of this. So, so the farmer's market wouldn't cost us anything. We'd probably only charge like, $20 a space. Some feedback that I did get is, because a gal came up to me and said she'd be happy to help with the, kind of organize the craft stuff. But she said in the past they've charged $40 or $45 and that's just too much. So I was thinking of just $20, for a 10 by 10 spot. So the craft vendors, I've got somebody that will reach out to the gentleman out here, what's his name with the military, what's his last name, military vehicles?
Sterling.
Jane. Sterling?
Yeah, Shane.
Is it?
Shane out here. But I thought maybe if we want to do that, we could have those at the very last thing, that side of Cherry Street, kind of where we had the car show a few years back, down that way. That kind of keeps them down there. They were on a side street that time, and there was, I don't know what was said or whatever, but it didn't go well. And they would, it's easier for them to get that big equipment in. So I thought, well, down there would be good, and then we could move this way, and maybe in front of the library, put the children's area, and then food vendors, and then crafters, down together, or crafters and food vendors, whatever, and then, but I think the food vendors with the band and stuff like that,
Right.
and the seating and everything would be good there. Let's see, the military, okay, children's area. I've checked on bounce houses, and we can get those. There's several of them. I brought information on that, on different ones that they have. Petting zoo, I've got information on that as well. Patterson's out at Finley, they have a train ride and pony ride. For the train ride and pony ride to be here all day, it would be like $2,500. But the caveat to that is, now if we don't want to charge for those things, we pay the $2,500. If we allow him to charge like $5 a ticket or $6 a ticket, or he says you can buy 5 tickets and get 1 free, and it can be used on multiple children, so it's not just one child. Whatever he makes, he takes off of that 25. If it's over 25, we actually make a percentage back. So he's the one that I'm really hoping to get in here for that reason, because it's like, well, everything that we don't have to pay for, the better. Whereas these other ones, they had, like, the petting zoo for 6 hours was like $1,750. Now that was the Patterson's petting zoo was like $2,500 on its own, so that's not possible. 6 hours for $1,750. And then that they also, I had other ones too that were like $1,750 for 2 hours. So that was the most reasonable petting zoo. But we don't, like I said, we have the train rides, the pony rides, the petting zoo, and bounce houses. Also, I also checked on face painting. That's pretty expensive. They wanted like $190 per hour, and they could do about 25 children in an hour. So for 3 hours, that was like $570. Now, again, you could charge a couple bucks to help recoup some of that money, you know, not make it too high though. Then, let's see, we've got, well, I checked on this mobile Build-A-Bear, but they're not available on that date. If you could check on Spider-Man.
Yep.
And see, I don't know if there's a charge if you just donate his time. But that would be kind of like the children's area.
Do we need a background check, Spider-Man?
Background check on what?
Spider-Man.
I don't believe so.
Nobody knows who he is.
I know who he is.
We want to make sure he's
It's all good.
not a.
He's been around
okay.
quite a while, no complaints. I have reached out to some food vendors. I reached out to Kona Ice, Scotty Sub. I can't remember this guy's name, but he's got the pulled pork, and he does. They're really good. It's got the pork, and he's got like mac and cheese in there, and like these potatoes, and he does it in a.
Sounds good.
In the ice cream cone?
It's amazing.
I'm already hungry.
In the ice cream cone?
No,
Okay.
I've had them before, they're in a cup, and he's got it layered, it's amazing. But he's also got lots of other things.
What about
too.
Jacob Lamb and his funnel cakes?
Who?
Jacob Lamb, our code enforcement officer, he has a funnel cake.
Yeah, because I don't have a funnel cake, that was on my list to find somebody, so yeah.
Well, there we go.
There we go. See if he's available on the 27th.
will do.
I put a call into Frank's Fries, but haven't gotten in touch with them yet. I've got a lemonade and a mini pancake vendor, roasted nuts and kettle corn. That would be, oh, and then I want to ask the Boy Scouts. I reached out to Sean to see if the Boy Scouts, want to set up, because sometimes they set up a table to food. We would give them that area and ask them to help us with cleanup afterwards. So that's kind of the vendor area. We need to come up with a price. Do we want to charge these vendors to help pay back? So I was thinking maybe, I thought about $250, but I'm hearing that's, back when I was doing vending, that was an easy amount of money, but now people, they set up all over the place, they don't pay that kind of money too much anymore, something like $150.
It seems steep, but I don't know what people are paying these days.
250 is what I'm hearing is steep, but I think 150 would be okay. What do you guys think?
150 for 150 years in North Baltimore.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Jeff,
There you go.
yeah.
There's the reasoning. 150.
So
Can
that's
I
good, right?
ask a question? So I think it was my first year here, I'm not sure, when they, like the last year of the good old summertime thing, they had a ride vendor here that had a bunch of stuff. Is that still an option?
On the good old summertime fest, you mean when they had the actual ride?
Yeah, like an
Carnival
amusement
ride?
vendor?
I have not been able to find any.
Do you have
A lot of them with COVID went out of business.
Yeah.
So they're very far and few between. I have not found any locally at all. It was hard to find pony rides. So, I mean, it's either Patterson's
Some
or.
of the bigger ones, they won't do it unless it's a 2-day event.
Right.
Yeah, they're not gonna
Right.
come in for a day.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause they bring that whole traveling,
Right, and that would be really expensive, so.
yeah.
So 100 is, okay, so 150 for the food vendors, you good with everyone to charge?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if it's okay with council, I'd like to bring on Jacob Lamb as like an advisor of sorts to assist us with the festival, because I know he's been part of many.
Yeah.
And he travels all over the place, he knows a lot of the.
Why don't we ask him what he normally pays?
I was going to do that too.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
And he'll know for sure if there's another big event that day too, and maybe we can switch it up. But yeah, he knows all that pretty well.
Tim, I don't know, you weren't here, we had to change the date to June 27th, does that work for you? Okay, it's a Saturday, it's just that I was running into, with vendors, if any of these guys we booked, they're booked already for July,
I was
so.
gonna say, Friday, June's a better
Yeah,
day.
and that's why I'd like to get our budget figured out tonight, because we want, and who we want to do, because I want to get them booked. Because, you know, if we don't, they're gonna go with somebody else. So, the parade, I was thinking, and again, just let me know, but of course the band. But if we started out with like, I would like to see our fire, EMS, and, you know, our first responders maybe drive their vehicle through first to start the parade. Then veterans behind that, and then I don't know if we wanna do the sports teams, if they
They
want.
have everything set up where you
See what?
Are you doing like vendor setup versus?
Yeah, I was
create
thinking
them
that
half-
too.
Well,
as we-
if we have the vendors off to the side, we should be able to bring parade right down the middle. It's just.
Unless we got cords dropped. And there's things.
Well, cords should be up against, each vendor would be up against the sidewalk, the curb, and all the cords should be there. There shouldn't be any cords going across the.
What if, just an idea, what if we had the parade begin at better at the Legion and it comes through and then goes into the festival, and that's when the festival begins? Just an idea.
Well, okay, hours of the festival. I was thinking 9 to 9, because then we go to the park for fireworks, if we can pull that off. Does that sound good, 9 to 9? Except for, like, if we did the farmer's market, they could start coming at 8 and stay
Right.
till noon. Because they're gonna leave, we could put them down, I thought, West Broad, and then that way they can just pack up and go out. You know, that would be safe there, but I don't care. I was just thinking, come down Cherry Street, start either one end of the, you know, Main Street or the other, the railroad tracks down to, you know, the military trucks would be sitting this side of Powell down there. Come down Cherry Street and just come up, and if they could turn around and go back, or we open the barricades for them to, you know, cross over the tracks, especially the EMS and fire and all that stuff, so they wouldn't have to turn around. I don't know. I don't know that much about how the parades function and stuff around here, so I was just thinking, but then, also, after the veterans, I was thinking it'd be fun to do like a golf cart decorating, or a mini float, like on a lawn tractor type thing, just have, if people want to get involved in that. And then a pet contest, you know, where people bring their pets and they can dress them up in red, white, and blue, or whatever, you know, for festivities.
You want to show off your monkeys.
No, I'm not bringing my monkeys out.
No, this is-
I mean, I could, Zoe would ride her little scooter down the center of the street, but she'd also probably flip out with band and everything.
Oh, I
And then
bet.
have the band be last, and then have them play Happy Birthday in the middle of town. You know, they could be playing patriotic songs, but then play Happy Birthday in the middle of town when they got there. So, again, these are just ideas I'm throwing out. You guys can go, nope, I don't like that, or we need to do this, or whatever, so.
I've got a
yes.
question. What about a dunk tank type
Well,
suggestion?
I got that on here. We're getting
Volunteering?
there.
I volunteer.
The dunk tank,
It's okay.
what I would like, the dunk tank would cost about $468, but what I'd like to do is donate that to the school. That we supply the dunk tank, and the school, they have to run it, meaning get the coaches and the teachers, principals, superintendent, whoever will do that, and run it. And they can run it from 9 to 9 if they want to, but whatever money they make goes to the school. So, but that's $500 or $468 we're laying out to do that, to donate to the school, so.
I'm texting him right now, because in years past, he has a connection, we got a free one.
Oh, there you go, that would be perfect. But again,
There's
I'd
one
like.
sitting out, on the other side of town, there's a dunk tank sitting out.
Oh, yes.
In front of somebody's house.
Off of Harrison, I think.
And it says rent me on it.
Yeah.
But that way, we're doing something for community too, to give back, so, you know. The other thing, I have reached out to Pepsi, I have not heard back from them. Back when I was doing the concessions, they used to donate a trailer for the day and gave you the pop and water to sell, and then they took back what you didn't sell and you paid for what you sold. I thought that would be a great idea to make money to help pay for this festival. And so what we would do is we would sell the water and the pop, and the vendors would be told they can't sell water or pop. And that way, the water and pop is going to be bought through the council, and then that money would help fund this. Because that generates quite a bit of money. When I was doing this, I sold so much water that it would always pay for our fuel, and I mean, we would drive hours. So, that usually generates quite a bit of money. You can sell pop or water for $2 and pop for $3. And I don't know on the pop, because that's what we used to do. I don't know if pop prices have gone up, but I was hoping to get a hold of Pepsi to get with a vendor so that we can get it cheaper. I just haven't made that contact yet.
Case of Pepsi is $29.66.
And how many is in a case?
24.
Okay.
Water is
So it's
18 and something.
Right, the water you make.
How cost more than
so-
beer now?
Wouldn't that scare some of the vendors away?
Huh?
Wouldn't that scare some of the vendors?
No,
what kind of
because
beer
most
you're
of the
drinking.
vendors I am contacting, I think there's only one so far that does, Scotty Sub, I know, does can pop,
Mhm.
but I'll talk to them and
All
just
right,
tell
I
them
was
what we're
just
doing.
curious,
and then-
just so,
yeah.
because a lot of the vendors sell pop and
I
stuff
mean,
like that.
they do, but, I mean, I've been to plenty of festivals where that is the case, and
All right.
it's how they generate the money for the festival,
No
so.
problem.
What do you guys think about that? And if I can't get a vendor, a Pepsi vendor to like give it to us discounted, I mean, we could maybe go to one of the stores and say, hey, we're going to, we might be able to get one of them to work with us, and say, if we, are buying this through you, can we return what we don't use, or can we come and get more if we need it? So the only other thing we would need is coolers and ice to ice it down, because you're going to want it warm.
Correct.
So you just have a cooler out there. And so with that, if we were to do that, then I'm going to ask each council member to donate 2 hours that day to work in the tent to sell the pop and water. I thought about, and that would only, if one person was in there, we just got to trust them. I think we can all trust each other here, but I'm just saying, if we have somebody else in there with them, it's almost like, we're going to have to get volunteers, because we need a lot of volunteers for the kids area. The dunk tank, if the school takes care of that, we're good. We need a couple of other people to help with the parade, probably, to organize that. I'm willing to get the vendor set and the farmers market people set. I can take care of that part of it. But we have the parade, the dunk tank, the bands, those kind of things, beer tent. I don't know if you were here when we talked about the beer tent. Were you here? No. Okay. So we'd like to have a beer tent, even though we have Dora. But I'm going to the Legion for a donation, and what I want to do is offer them a space for free if they want to do the beer tent. And I'm hoping for a larger donation with that then. But we could coordinate it so that it doesn't infringe on all the other people that are
Questions
selling.
on that, one, will it be just in that Whistle, like across the Whistle Stop parking lot? We'll have that all
They will either,
roped off?
well, that's what I was gonna tell them, that one, they could purchase the Dora cups, and they could use the door as well, or they can have a beer garden where they keep it contained. And I'll let them decide that, they just need to let us know.
And if they choose the Dora cups and they will go down the street, the Dora area, we will mandate that they would have to be naming us as additionally insured, right?
Absolutely, everybody's gonna have to do that. And I've talked to everybody so far, and they've been fine with it.
And I know though, the ordinance is not passed yet, the amendments to do so, to make those participating in the Dora name in the village. But, what are we gonna do about Eagles and Whistle Stop and possibly the bowling alley saying no to naming the village as additionally insured?
Well, then they're not gonna be able to participate in Dora. That's simple.
Okay.
I mean, our insurance company has said that that's what needs to be done, or.
But have you looked into that anymore about that?
Not much more, I was kinda waiting to,
'Cause I mean,
the vote to actually occur, but.
I've heard that like Upper Sandusky has the door, and they do not require that out of, and they
So
have the
probably-
same
Doesn't matter.
insurance, same PEP insurance as us.
Right, but here's the thing, and I've talked to, all the vendors I've talked to so far, I have asked them, are you gonna be able to name us, do you have insurance? And two, will you be able to name North Baldwin? They're like, yeah, absolutely, we do that all the time. That is a standard practice. It should not cost them a dime more to list us on as additional insured. So I don't understand really what the problem is. If they haven't reached out to their insurance company, that's the first thing they need to do. But we have to have that level of protection when it comes to the DORA. Our attorney has advised it, and our insurance company has advised it. And so, You know, I just don't see what the problem is, because everybody, every vendor I talk to, they have no problem with adding us as additional insured, and they have $1 million, you know, policy, so.
Well, I will be reaching out, I probably should reach out even prematurely, because I know we set the vote on that ordinance. I can tell them that hasn't passed yet, but when it does, would you be okay doing this? I expect some pushback, but who knows, maybe all three have changed their
Right.
mind, and maybe I have to inform them a little better, but we can go forward.
I mean, it's gonna be in their
without
best
that.
interest to do it, because they're gonna be able to participate, you know, with the festival and stuff like that, so.
I just don't want them all saying no, and then
We
us
should have a
going.
door. Don't we have to have 2 participating businesses to even have it?
Do they have to be participating, or do they have to be there? Do they have to
No,
exist?
they have to be participating.
Have to be participating. So, there's another thing, yes.
Then what, could you do that? Because that's, are we voting on that tonight?
No,
Oh.
the second reading, I believe,
Okay.
tonight on that.
Um,
Cannabis is today.
Yeah, you might wanna ask them then, because otherwise, I guess we're discussing Dora at a mute point, so.
Yes. But I don't see it being a problem if the Legion wants to have a beer garden, and we just rope that off, and make sure there's an officer or someone there stating, hey, you have to be 21 to enter, maybe,
Right.
type of thing, right?
Right.
Sure, that's been done in the past, I don't see issues with that, maybe insurance.
Well, I think they could just, I don't know that they have to have an officer there at all times, and they just
Someone,
post
yeah.
it.
Maybe just
We never had
wristbands.
it. We did
Right.
wristbands and.
Something, I'm just,
Uh,
yeah. I guess the other thing I would.
But you have to have a special permit for that.
Yes, well, yes, that's where I'm right into that. The Legion needs to just have a special, like, app permit or something like that to do this.
Well,
I'm not
Legion's
sure
done
how
it.
soon they have to apply for that. They have to get it done sooner rather than later. I know.
You might have, I know like the last couple of years of the good old summertime day, nobody wanted the beer.
And
What
they may
wanted to
not.
pay
I
for
did the
it?
beer tent. I stood there sun up to sundown
And they-
at that beer
For,
tent.
for the band?
Music boosters, yeah.
Yeah, that was, and then you guys must have said, nope, we don't wanna do it, or
No.
but that's when it moved. I know the fire station, when the fire guys did it, they said you didn't make enough money to even
And
do
Legion
it,
may
and
not want to.
The Eagles did the same thing, I just.
Right. And the Legion may not want to, and that's fine. I just want to be able to offer it to them, because we are going to them and asking for a donation. I just thought, maybe they'd be more generous. So, I wanted to be able to offer that, but I wanted to run it by you guys to make sure it was okay first.
Well, we can, I talked to our website, make sure we have a link and all that to places. You can just go to the website and just order the cups straight from the website, pay for them off the website. Not sure how hard that would be, but we'll look into it.
Now, if we do bands and karaoke, anybody have any idea, like, where we get equipment, or who we would, you know, any of that?
You know, Dave's garage.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know some sound companies, I know bands. Like I said, just basically gonna come down to
I'll reach out
what
to
our
the
budget
companies.
is.
Okay.
Outside
I know
sound,
some of them
lights,
would be happy.
stage,
I'll see if I can
all
persuade
those
them.
things.
Sure they do.
Are there-
It's a lot more expensive to do a show outside than it is.
Well,
to
how
do a
have we
show-
done it in the past?
Besides their guns.
We rented a stage, and then they pretty much brought in their own lights.
They had to
think we
bring in
had-
sound guy and
Their
lights.
sound
Yeah.
system, they bring
They
it
had to
in?
bring in
Yeah,
some.
but we provided the stage.
But what could we do, because I figured all we need is a speaker and an iPad for karaoke to do in between. Like, if they're setting their stuff up, I thought it'd be fun to do karaoke for, you
Can
know.
I please vote against karaoke? It's my worst nightmare.
Ah, you're one of-
What I
you're
It
one of
makes
those
my
guys.
ears bleed.
And
But, no, I know.
I would
but
rather
think
play
the
music
community
than
would have
bands.
fun.
Just saying.
I think the community would have fun, is what, you know, I'm just trying to think.
Yeah,
of
it's not about
something
me,
different.
even though,
It would
you
be
know,
probably
it's
more-
Eric 50, North Baltimore 150, United States 250. But, you know.
I love that name of that festival.
You like that? It's really long, just make it really long.
Just make it so long, it's.
You can come in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with that, those are things that we gotta figure out now. So,
Hello?
I have a very short list of people to contact for donations, but, you know, I don't know everybody in town for one, but there's like Hancock Wood, I'm going to the Legion, Sheets, Loves, IGA, Whistle Stop, Eagles, 1010, DS Brown, insurance agents, there's a couple of insurance agencies in town, National Beef, and Kelly's. I'm sure there's others.
Well, there's Reineke, there's,
The chiropractor guy, Mr. Mathis.
Josh Mathis.
I'm sure he would love to get some advertisements out there. He's pretty new, right? The building
Oh,
place.
isn't there a dentist in town too?
Yeah.
One day.
Wait, there is?
Funeral home,
They're in, we have 2 funeral homes.
2 funeral homes.
Oh, that's right.
Hair
I forget about
salon.
that.
Is that something
Yeah.
you can start on kind of quickly, so that, because I know with Hancock Wood and stuff, you need to get to them.
I
soon.
think we need to have a, can we get something put together, one pager with the name of this, what it is, date?
The Eric 50, no Buffalo.
Yeah,
50.
yes, please. And then,
America 250, Josh Bender's Awesome Festival.
Yeah, putting something on there, because how do because we do have a village.
We can use the historical, or the Historical Society's 501c3, so it can
Got
also
it.
run through that.
Okay,
So, but we want to get started on those things like ASAP.
so is this technically hosted by the Historical Society and the Village of North Baltimore?
Have you talked with the Historical Society about using their 501c3?
Yes, I talked to her when she was here.
Okay.
Now, I don't know that they want to be named on it. I think it's just the village council. I don't know what, I'd have to reach out to her to see if she wanted to partner in that. She said she'd help. She didn't want to organize it, but I did ask her if we could run any donations through her 501c3, and she said yes. So,
If they.
I think somehow it should be hosted by, they need to be included in that, hosted by
And
someone.
that's
Might want
fine.
to check with the lawyer to make sure that's how it's supposed to. I know there was a problem, right, as in,
What's the question exactly? To the lawyer?
well, as in who's hosting it and because I know like Jeff Dennis, when the festival committee wanted to set it up through council or set it up through the village, they said, or he said, I advise you not to do that. So, I don't know, as in, there could be some laws, we might want to check with.
you're saying that, what were they concerned about?
When our mayor wanted to set up a festival committee, wanted to do it through the village. And Jeff Dennis said, I don't advise to do that. I don't know all the details of it, but I know.
But was that the 501c3? Because we're not doing
I
that, we're just.
don't know, I mean, that's why we probably should double check.
The Historical Society, if they're hosting, the name us as just insured, but we can do the legwork.
It
Run
wouldn't
the
be
whole
no
money
different
through
than
them,
donating to the.
We should be fine.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I said, as in making sure that the historical society's on board.
Yes.
Right, well, I did speak to her about it, and she was fine. Now I can reach out to her again. As far as the 501c3, I specifically asked her that, if we could run the donations, and she said yes.
I think it's
Whether-
worth a question to Paul, do they need to be listed as a co-host or something like that?
Right,
Because technically, people are donating to the Historical Society for the festival that.
right. And I can reach out to her and just make sure that that's fine to do. I didn't
Yeah.
ask her that, so I don't want to speak for her on that behalf, but.
I will say, if we're running the festival through the Historical Society and we're named on their insurance, and there's no DORA being partaken of, then there won't be any cost to us
That
from
would be
insurance,
awesome.
I would think.
Let me reach out to her and I'll get that answer, as far as running it through her insurance and double checking on the 501c3 and then asking if we, can put that she's hosting it with us.
Yeah.
Right, that's what we
Yeah.
want to, okay.
I'll
Because
check the
your
doors
big
out.
fireworks donations are going to only give your 501c3.
Right, like.
They need that charitable.
Absolutely. So the 501c3 and insurance. Okay, I will reach out to her. I also called C&L Sanitation for porta potties. They normally charge $170 per porta potty with a $40 delivery and pickup charge. So that'd be $210 for each. But they said if you get between 6 and 10 porta potties, any idea how many people we anticipate having? I mean, in the past, any idea what festivals brought in? I mean, is 1,000 people too high? Because that's what I told him, and he said between 6 and 10 porta potties is what we would need, especially if we had a beer tent. But he's willing to give those to us at $100 and no delivery or pickup. So $100 a piece, so it'd be like $600 if we got 6 of them. If you wanted a hand sanitizer, that's $210. If you needed a handicap accessible porta potty, that's $260. But again, he's willing to work with us if I say, you know, he was a real nice guy, and so that gives you some kind of price range there. Trying to think. So, and then the fireworks.
Are you going to mention, sorry to interrupt you, some of these folks and vendors that you're talking, are you going to mention if they even donate their services that they can be listed as a sponsor on the shirt?
I haven't done that because most of these places, I mean, this is their business. They're vendors, that's what they do, and they, you know, I doubt very much anything with the children's area is going to be donated. If we can get the dunk tank donated, that'd be amazing.
Just to point out, I would like to partner with the Legion on this as much as possible. I mean,
Who?
yes, the Legion.
Oh, yeah.
As much as possible. So, yeah, definitely offer them the free space for the beer tent. But if there's anything else we can do, put them on the shirt, anything, I think we should do that.
Well, they would be on the shirt because if they donated to us. So,
yes,
yeah.
but just any way we possibly can. I think we
Absolutely.
should.
Well, and I'd like to include them in the parade for the veterans and stuff like
Of
that.
course.
So, but now, just to put a figure on this, everybody hang on to their hats here. So what I mentioned there, as far as different fees and things like that, and this does not include any bands, because I have no idea what they charge. Well, you know, we're looking at, for this, almost $24,000 because of the fireworks are $15,000. And I've got actually.
Add another 6 to that.
Yeah.
Do any of them donate their time just to have fun, play and have fun?
No. No, they
Not
don't.
any good ones?
Not the ones that bring people to the festival.
Okay, there are,
I'll play.
No, you won't.
Kazoo?
there are two different.
I ain't singing.
There are two different,
Those things, drums.
this gentleman that I spoke to, he actually currently works for a fireworks company. So he's been doing this, but he's going off on his own. He has put a proposal together, sent all his information with it. He put one together for $15,000 and one together for $12,500. Of course, $12,500 is just shorter, but he's also got everything listed as far as what he's going to shoot off and stuff like that. So you guys are welcome to look at this. I have no clue what is what or anything like that.
I'm
So
interested, but what's the deadline on that? I'm sure he has to get these.
the deadline on
books
all
soon.
these things are get them booked quickly or we're going to lose them.
These-
So
I
that's
think
why we're
fireworks
really.
is pretty popular around that time.
Yeah,
so
we can't
yeah,
be
looking soon.
dragging our feet on this, unfortunately. So I will give this, I'm going to give this information to you, Josh, so that you can look over it, because it's all the legality stuff and everything that he has. And of course, he's got the insurance and he's
Amazing.
going to name this on there and everything.
Okay.
Take it on.
So, what are you guys thinking so far? And then, okay, so just to also put this in perspective, with the money, the things that I said that we could earn money on, with the T-shirts and the sale of the pop in the water, and the vendors coming in that are paying to come here, we're looking at a potential of, and this is conservatively, about $5,000 with what we would be bringing in. And then if we could get donations for $5,000, that gets us down to about $14,500 that, you know, we would have to pay then out of pocket. And that's all conservatively. Hopefully, we'll get more than $5,000 donation, And hopefully we'll sell more t-shirts and more pop and water than what I put down here. I put, let's see, what did I come up with on, somewhere in here I have where I put. Oh, and the other thing was is if the, like I said, the train and pony ride, if they bring in money, that makes that less as well. So that would be cheaper. So with that being said, we need a budget. And I don't know, you said 6,000 for bands? Is that one for bands? Is that stage and everything?
That'd be stage, sound, probably two smaller type bands during the day.
Okay.
And then one, your headliner at the end of the day, somebody who's gonna bring 3 or 4.
And that would be until 9.
And that would be
And then
until
we would
9, so
head
it'd
to the
probably
park.
be from 7 to 9.
The other thing is, we need to close down the streets, and I know the one year, the very last year, we had good old summertime, we had a lot of problems with getting cars moved. I would like to see that we get that posted earlier, and then maybe close those streets down, for sure by 6 p.m. Friday night until at least midnight on Saturday night, simply because we have to come back and get all this cleaned up before the street, and you know, everybody's going to want to go watch the fireworks and then come back and get everything cleaned up. I was also thinking we could, on the vendors, we could make them do a deposit, and I don't know how many problems there's ever been if the vendors clean up after themselves. We could have them have a refundable deposit of $50 that we just keep separate to give them back at the end of the night, as long as they clean their entire area. And like I said, I was going to reach out to the Boy Scouts to see if maybe they would help with trash during the day and then clean up at night, getting stuff done. But you know, most everybody would be responsible for their own area. But especially like if we did the petting zoo or the pony rides or anything like that, have a deposit that they have to, you know, refundable at the end of the night. They just got to clean it all up, make sure everything's cleaned up. So, back to the budget. Back to the budget. He had shared some ideas of where we could get full money from for the budget to pay for this.
I mean, the general fund has the money, which may have to do an appropriation.
Right.
So, just be nice to have a number, you know.
Right.
You already have numbers, I would figure everything conservative that way.
That's what I tried to do.
Cover it, you know, the first time.
Right.
Can we discuss what, like, the immediate action items are on this? Like, that need to be done probably in the next 7 days? Like, a name, Historical Society.
Sure.
Contest.
The contest needs to get up.
Yeah, the contest. Talk to Paul to
Well,
make
Paul's
sure.
on vacation right now, he's in Japan, so.
Okay.
Um,
To verify how the Historical Society / village relationship, 501c3, who needs to be listed as host, things like that. I just
Well,
think
I
all
don't-
that stuff needs to be like clarified.
Right.
And a name before we start reaching out for donations and stuff like that.
I will take care of that by tomorrow, as long as I
Okay.
can get a hold of her, the donation and stuff like that, I'll reach
Okay.
out to her and get that taken care of.
Okay.
We've got to get the t-shirts going, because those have to be ordered. Honestly, everything is kind of like, we got to move quickly on this. because
Understand.
The vendors are booking, and that's why I've had to move the date so many times, because
Yeah.
they're booked, and the longer we wait, the chances are we're gonna lose them. So, especially in the children's area, it's those things that are,
I think we can meet again quickly. I want to make sure that we have those couple things and whatever else needs to be like an immediate action before we start rolling on this. Like, start reaching out to people, booking things. I think we got to get some things sell
So what is
quickly.
it you're concerned about?
No, it's not concerns. I think the festival needs to have a name.
Which I was hoping we'd come up with tonight.
Yep.
The Honor and Heritage Festival.
The what?
The Honor and Heritage Festival.
The Honor
Oh, what?
Heritage.
and Heritage.
Yeah. Honoring America's 250, our heritage is North Baltimore, and it's 150.
That's fine with me.
How about this? Does anyone out here have a wonderful idea for a name for this summer festival? Factoring in that it's America's 250th birthday and North Baltimore's 150th birthday. We don't want to spell it out, like make this really long title and all this good stuff, so we kind of need a good name. So.
Honestly, I think a lot of, like, the residents kind of would like to stick with good old summertime. I
don't
know
think
it's
we
probably
can.
not like
Yeah, but
an option.
this is for America's, our 250
Yeah.
and our 150, so it's.
Oh,
kind of-
that's what the festival is for
Just
this
a
year?
1 year.
Yeah, it's a 1 year.
Yep.
Yeah, it's.
Happy
gonna be
birthday to
a really
everyone.
cool
Yeah.
Festival that they're trying to bring back,
Okay.
so it's not gonna take the place of
Yeah.
good old summertime.
And we're looking at June 27th for this one, so we'll have fireworks and things like that as long as we can.
Good old
Yeah,
birthday.
close to 4th of July.
I'm sorry?
Close to 4th of July.
Yeah.
Good old
I think a lot of them would like that.
Yep, we tried to have it in July, but too many of the vendors were already
Yeah.
taken, so, we're getting a little bit late start on this, so it's, that's why it's kind of a rush to get things settled so that we can get them secure. Budget.
Get away.
It's about the money.
What did you say you were doing?
Well, without any donations and without any of, like, we sell, first of all, do you guys want to, will you volunteer 2 hours of your time that day to run the booth for water and pop?
I know Sue will.
Of course, that'd be good too.
I can sign up the garden club.
Because if everybody does 2 hours, then you've got the 12 hours covered. No, we may have to, you know.
I just can't commit to it. I'm sorry.
I don't know why you
I'll
can't
cover
celebrate your
Eric's
birthday.
2 hours.
I know.
Up your
It
whole
just needs to be
vacation.
two consecutive 2-hour times in a row.
I will, even if I cannot be there that Saturday, I will do as much as humanly possible prior to it.
All right, we'll hold you to that.
Yes, because I might not be here,
So
and I don't know.
I say we ask for 30 to appropriate 30, and then.
Work really hard to, so everybody on board though
Right.
with the pop and water?
Yeah.
'Cause I think-
Now,
Yeah.
I don't want to give you bad news, but Pepsi is incredibly difficult to work with.
Well, Coke does it also.
Yes,
But I
they're-
just haven't been able to reach them yet.
No, Coke is, all of those suppliers are not what they used to be.
But see, I've got connections with a vending company, that, not a vending company, but a distribution company, that I'm hoping will supply us.
Okay.
I can't promise that, but that would make our cost a lot less. But if not, I think if we go to, what'd you say?
Costco, $4 water.
Well, are you gonna make trips up there during the day if we need it?
If need be.
So we would just have to come up with
That
something
don't
we
count
have
for your
here.
2 hours.
In there, 2
No,
hours.
that's gonna be in addition to. But I just think if we get with, like, the grocery store or something like that, or they would probably maybe work with us, maybe. In a perfect world.
In a perfect world. How, if it goes on sale, cheap, a lot.
Right.
So-
But it's the quantity. We don't have any idea what quantity we need. And so that's where it's gonna, we're probably gonna have to make ice runs and pop runs, but your shoulder be ready by then?
It'll be.
Definitely not sure.
All right. So,
No,
did talk again about that, how we appropriate.
I saw on the post on Facebook, I think that's what drove it.
Go for 30.
That was what I said.
And then hopefully not even come close to that.
Is it okay if I end
Ask once.
this recording?
I'm gonna have to